Hello and welcome to Learn with Hema's class. So my dear students, as I have promised, I have come with the question and answers of a work of Artifice class 9 ICSE from treasure chest. Explanation was done in the last video. This video I am going to give you question and answers. I am referring this evergreen book. From this book I am giving all the question and answers. So first question is the multiple choice question. In the multiple choice question I am just reading out, and if you have the books you can take the answers or you can just remember the answers. It is very easy as we have already done the explanation. But before going ahead, a very gentle request to all of you, my dear students, that if you like the channel, if you find that it is useful to you, then please do like and subscribe my channel Learn with Hema. Thank you in advance. So let's start with the multiple choice questions. The first question is, what does the word artifice in the title of the poem A Work of Artifice means? So what does this word artifice means? It's very clear. It means trickery. So the other options are art, intelligence, trickery and none of the above. From out of this it's trickery. Second question, which of these statements is not true? So there are some 4 sentences given. We just have to find out which of the statement is not true. Women are themselves responsible for their plight in society. Women are conditioned to willingly accept stereotypical roles. The gardener represents the stereotypical male. Women need to protest against the suppression. Now out of this, I believe second, third and fourth, that is women are conditioned willingly accept, this is true. The gardener represents the stereotypical male, this is true. Women need to protest against their suppression, this is also true. The first option, women are themselves responsible for their plight in society, is false. That is, it is not true. Now the third question, which of these attributes are not generally associated with women by men in patriarchal societies? Now the attributes are intelligent, mentally strong, weak, attractive, confident, capable of taking independent decisions. Now out of these qualities, what the old men, they think that women do not have these qualities. That is, they do not have the intelligence, the first option. Mentally strong, they are not mentally strong. They are not confident, they are not capable of taking independent decisions. So the option is 1, 2, 5 and 6, which is the second option. 1, 2, 5 and 6 out of the options which I gave. Fourth one, how does the gardener feel as he addresses the bonsai tree? Options are sad, happy, excited, happy and proud. So the answer is fourth, happy and proud. Fifth one, why are women's feet bound in some cultures? A option, to punish women. B, to make women slaves. C, to make women realize their unimportance. D, to make them small and look attractive. So the option is D, to make them look small and attractive. Sixth one, the structure of the poem is, first option is literal, second is simple, third is metaphorical, fourth is circular. So this question is confusing. At times you may think that the structure of the poem is metaphorical, but no, the structure of the poem is literal, because in the literal sense the poem starts with the bonsai tree. So it's the structure of the poem, if we talk about, it is literal. Okay, so the first option, literal. The tone of the speaker in the poem is, what is the tone of the speaker? Condescending, amusing, entertaining, solemn. So it's condescending. That is the tone. He is very proud of his work. The male gardener is very proud of his work. So that is condescending. Then select the option that best suggests that the poem is talking about women. So there are 4 options. It is your nature to be small and cozy. The crippled brain, the hair in curlers. The hands you love to touch. The bonsai tree in the attractive pot. So here out of these 4, the B option is the correct one. The crippled brain, the hair in curlers. What is the theme of the poem? Select the correct option. The theme are men are oppressive. Social standards are used to prevent women from flourishing to their full potential. Women are conditioned to feel happy in being small and wreck. Women must protest against their stereotypical role in society. So what theme I said in my poem explanation also, I said men are oppressive. This theme we can take, the best suited. Which of these figures of speech is extensively used in the poem? Personification, metaphor, simile, alliteration. So here you can take metaphor, because here it is the figure of speech is entirely in the entire poem, the figure of speech metaphor is used. Now let's quickly run to the question and answers. So the first question is from the first passage of your workbook, page number 14, from Evergreen workbook I am talking of. And the first extract which is given, these are the question. It's from the bonsai tree in the attractive pot, from there to it is 9 inches high. So the first 7-8 lines. What kind of a tree is bonsai? What does it stand for in the poem? So bonsai is a beautiful tree usually kept as a decoration piece or as a miniature representative of nature. It stands for an oppressed woman who is not allowed to grow fully, physically, mentally and spiritually. Where could it have grown fully? What has stunted its growth? It could have grown fully on the side of a mountain. Careful pruning by the gardener has stunted its growth. Now it can grow till 9 inches high in place of 80 feet high. What does the gardener stand for in the poem? Why does it not let the bonsai tree grow to its full potential? In the poem, the gardener stands for the woman's husband or lover. Gardener does not let the bonsai tree to grow to its full potential because it believes that it is in its nature to be small, weak. Also, if the tree remains in the pot, the gardener will protect it. Why does the gardener want the bonsai to remain small and weak? What is its implication in the poem? The gardener wants the bonsai to remain small and weak so that it can mold the tree to the shape he desires. It implies that the husband or society or lover, you can write any one of that, wants their wife or woman, any one of that you can write, to remain indoors and be dependent on them for her protection. What is the main idea projected in the poem? So what is the main idea? This is the last question of passage 1. The main idea projected in this poem through the metaphorical use of the bonsai tree is that stunting the growth of women is a clever trick played by men. Now, next passage, passage 2. Every day as he whittles back the branches from domestic and weak, from this to domestic and weak. Okay, so these are some 6 lines and this is the passage 2 and the questions from this passages. What is the function of the gardener? What function of the gardener alluded to in the poem is in reality regressive and harmful? How? So the answer goes, the function of the gardener is to keep a check on the growing branches and whittle them if they try to grow. Yes, the function of the gardener alluded to in the poem is in reality regressive and harmful as it deprives the women of their freedom to grow mentally, physically and spiritually strong and confines them to remain domestic and weak. So, students, here I have written, yes, the function of the gardener. Now, from this line, you can start the next paragraph because it's the next question. So, you can start it in the next paragraph. Okay. And yes, you can write that part in the next paragraph. The next question, in what tone does the gardener speak? What picture do you form of the gardener in your mind as he speaks to the bonsai tree? The answer goes, the gardener speaks in a sarcastic tone. From the speech of the gardener to the bonsai tree, one can picturize in mind the gardener as a dominating male in a patriarchal society. Now students, these answers I have made it myself. I sat and wrote the answers. There are no course books yet available on these things. So these are my own answers. So you can easily write them in your books. In what way is the gardener wrong? Next question. The thought of the gardener about the bonsai tree, that it is its nature to be small and cozy, domestic and weak, is wrong because it is he who has whittled its branches to make it small and look attractive. What do the last two lines suggest? Now again I believe this is the last question of this passage. No, there is one more question. Okay. So what do the last two lines suggest? The last two lines suggest ironically that though men stunt women's growth, yet they look to the women for admiration and comfort. Very important question, this one. What does the word croons mean? What does it imply? Actually, this passage itself is very important, so pay attention to it. The word croons means to sing. It implies the artifice of the gardener when he happily tells the bonsai tree that it is in its nature to be small, weak and domesticated. Now this is the third passage. It starts from how lucky little tree to have a pot to grow in to dwarf their growth. So this passage is still there. Now the 5 questions will do. Who is the speaker? So how lucky little tree. So who speaks this? The gardener is the speaker over here. And the bonsai tree is being addressed to. To whom the gardener is speaking? The bonsai tree. So this is an apostrophe. Figure of speech. What figure of speech is this? Apostrophe. Second question. What does the pot mean in the metaphorical context of the poem? Give its relevance in the growth of women. In the metaphorical context of the poem, the pot means the 4 walls of the house. As the pot protects the bonsai from the lightning strike, the home protects the women from all outside troubles. What do males do to stunt the growth of women? The males start early to condition, into brackets prune, the women as they desire, that is to look attractive and remain small. Bring out the significance of the last 2 lines. The last 2 lines are ironic. Now this question again can be asked in any passage, whatever is given to you. This question can be asked. Even in the previous passage also, now what do the last 2 lines suggest? This question is very important. It will come. Definitely it will come for the exam. Bring out the significance of the last 2 lines. The last 2 lines are ironic as they suggest that the men who stunted women's physical, mental and spiritual growth still look to the women for loving touch, comfort and admiration. Now this is the last question of this passage. What stereotypical role do women play in life and how are they tricked to perform? Girls and women are generally expected to dress in typically feminine ways and be polite, accommodative and nurturing. They are trained so that they can be prepared for predetermined roles, curling hair to look attractive or binding feet to keep them small. Now this is the next 4th passage, whereas it starts from the bound feet, the crippled brain till last line. So this is the last passage. So the first question, what shift in context is brought out with these lines? The answer is, with these lines the poet shifts the context from the bonsai tree to the woman, that is from the literal meaning of the poem to the metaphorical meaning of the poem. In which context are women's feet bound? Why? Women's feet bound means the small and weak nature of women. It is because women are expected to remain confined to the interiors and to the household tasks. Why are women made to look attractive? Women are made to look attractive so that they can be admired, loved and comforted by men. The last 2 lines are ironic. How? See, again this question has come in this passage also. The last 2 lines are ironic because in the pretext to provide protection to women, to make them look beautiful and attractive, men are thus seen to play trickery and oppression, that is artifice, to clip the wings of women in general. In spite of all this, he still hopes to receive love from women. Okay, and this is the last answer now. What does the poet seem to lament? And this is also very important, this last one. What does the poet seem to lament and what does she expect of women? The question is of women. Here it's or is written, it's error, a typing error. Or of women it is. The poet laments for women who allow themselves to fit into roles predetermined by patriarchal society without any demur or protest. She expects of women to claim their rights of equality and freedom. So my dear students, here I end my video of question and answers. Next video I am going to come up with the next poem. Till then, bye bye, see you, take care.